Okay. We're started chapter number 5. Okay, so Esther walks in to see Achashverosh after 3 days of fasting. She has to be carried in, some say by a maiden, some say by angels. Somehow had to support her as she walked in to see Achashverosh, and she says, we left something out actually, just add one thing over here in verse 6. During this feast that they had, Ma she'elatech v'retelach or ma bekashatech ad chatzi hamalchut. What is your she'elatech? What is your she'elatech? And what is your bekashatech? Okay, so we have over here, what is your she'elah and your bakasha? What is the difference? There's 2 words, so we could assume they are different. What is the difference between a she'elah and a bakasha?
Question and a request.
Yeah, what's the difference though? What's between a question and a request? So the Mepharshim say,
Was that rhetorical?
No, it's a real question.
I mean, I think that a question is genuinely looking for an answer, and a request is like asking of a specific thing, kind of like commanding of it.
Okay, so you're right. So she'elah is basically asking a question, and you ask a question because you have a question, so it's for you. So this is a personal request. Yeah? Is there anything I can do for you? Oh, what's your she'elah? How can I help you directly, Esther Malka? The bakasha is, what's your request for others? How can I help anybody else? Is this for you or is this for other people? Is this for you or is it for other people? By the way, what's the answer? Which one is it for? Is it a she'elah or a bakasha?
Both.
It's really both, but it's more of a bakasha. She's asking, she's going to eventually, not yet. She's got to do something very important before she gets there, which she's already started to do, but she's going to finish off today. She's going to have to lift up Haman to a much higher position than he already is. And then she's going to ask for herself and then for her people to be saved. However, he puts a tenai. He says, however, you should know that I'm only willing to give you half of my kingdom, which is a vast amount, however, but does not include Yerushalayim. He was paranoid that at some point Yerushalayim would be built up and was not willing now or in the future to give it up. It's not mentioned explicitly, that's what he's talking about, because eventually he did permit it, or his son actually permitted it, Darius, after this story. Okay, fine. So it then says, Yavo Melech v'Haman ala Mishnah. We mentioned that God's name is mentioned. Can you see it? In verse Chet, it says, Yavo, Yud, HaMelech, Hey, v'Haman, Vav, El HaMishta, Hey. So she invites them to a party, and she invites Haman as well to the party. This is a second feast. So the first feast, Haman could have thought to himself, okay, she throws a party, I'm an important person, I get invited. But a second feast is a big, big thing. Right? She's not messing around over there. And look what it says. El hamishta asher e'esa lahem. Lahem. Before it was lo, which you could have just said, I'm inviting you, Achashverosh. I'm just inviting you, Achashverosh. This is feast number 1. Feast number 1 is lo. I'm inviting you, talking about Achashverosh in the third person. However, now for the second feast, she's inviting lahem. This is feast number 2, and Haman is included directly included in this feast. And we said the first feast, it says, I'm going to invite Lo, him.
Oh, so lo means him.
Him.
Okay.
Lo means him. So then it could be understood as Haman, but it could be understood as just Achashverosh. But we're speaking the third person. And Haman was invited too. Haman was invited to the first feast, but Achashverosh was number 1. Now, she invites Haman, which was a little unusual, Why are you having this third wheel turn up to the party? Now, however, she invites Lahem. I'm now putting Haman and Achashverosh on the same level. She's saying, Achashverosh, you guys are in together. Okay? So let's think about this. Let's try to plan this out. By the way, there are 15, we're in chapter 5, verse 8. 8. Okay? There are, I believe, 12 opinions as to why she invited Haman. 12 opinions. They pretty much all revolve in the Gemara. They all pretty much revolve around the same point that was there to give Haman, because you have various, everyone's got their own mission over here. Let's just map this out for a second. You got Esther, you got Achashverosh, and you have Haman. Okay? So each one is kind of acting out their own plan. Esther is doing this in order to put Haman in a elevated position, right? And to make Achashverosh suspicious. Make Achashverosh suspicious of Haman, which, by the way, really happens now. Achashverosh, what's his motivation? Why he's so into? Because he's in love with her. He loves Esther, genuinely loves her, and he still wants something which she hasn't given him, which is her background. So he's hoping, and she's going to hint to him that she will give him that in a minute. Now, what's Haman thinking? Haman's thinking, wow, I've made it. I've got money. I've got power. Achashverosh loves me. And now, even Esther loves me. So he's on a high. He's on an absolute high. All of the opinions pretty much, and by the way, Eliyahu Navi, Elijah the prophet, revealed himself and said that all of the reasons are true. Everything you can imagine happening over here is actually happening, and Haman is being lifted up, because the higher you go, the further you fall. So this is all the big elevation before the crash. Yeah.
What does that say? Puts Haman
in an elevated position and makes Achashverosh suspicious. Makes Achashverosh suspicious, which was the main plan. To sow the seed of doubt and to make him scared. Because remember, Achashverosh is a paranoid dictator, and he's scared of assassination, which is important because he's going to think that Haman is about to assassinate him. So hold on to that. Okay, so let's come to the part. She says, "Umachar esek kedvar hamelach," and I will do the dvar of the king, the word of the king. What word are we referring to? Say Chazal, that's the second to last word of verse 8. Kedvar hamelach. I'm going to tell you everything about myself. I'm going to tell you who I am, where I'm from, who my nation are. You're going to get everything that you need. Yeah. Kedvar hamelach. So now, Haman leaves. The plan is now going, and it's going to move very quickly. So it took years and years and years, and now it's moving very, very quickly to reach the point of culmination. So Haman leaves the party. How does he feel after party number 2? He's gone from low to lahem, meaning he is now loved by everybody. He's been invited to the feast. He thinks it can't get any better, and he's on a high. He's really happy, and his heart is joyful. And then, after all of this, who does he see outside? Mordechai. And what's Mordechai doing, or not doing in the case? As the case may be, bowing down, and he goes crazy. Now, before I could hear it, I wasn't beloved by everyone, but now you're not going to bow down to me, says Haman. Once again, he becomes internally furious. Vayitapak, it says in verse 10. Vayit, excuse me. Vayitapak, which pretty much means he held back. He held back. What did he hold back from doing? He holds himself back from doing something to Mordechai, which is what? Straight away, taking out his gun and shooting him. But he can't, because Mordechai is still important, and he's still nervous of repercussions. So he doesn't do it. V'yitapak Haman. Haman holds back and controls himself. V'yavo el beito. So he goes home. Now he's going to go home. Where's home? I don't know, wherever he lived. And he's going to speak to his wife and his kids. And look how he describes himself. Vayishlach v'yavo et ovav. He calls for all of his loved ones. He's now going to his family for advice. Vet Zeresh Ishto. His wife was called Zeresh, and she was also extremely evil woman. She had a very similar mission to her husband, and she had no time for the Jews. Later on, she's going to have some regret, and she's going to try to roll it back. By that point, the train is left, and it's going to be too late. So what exactly is she going to do? Well, first of all, what's he going to say? How's he going to describe? He starts by telling his wife, his kids, and his loved one how rich he is. Isn't that strange? Don't they know? That's what it says. And everything's been happening to him. How rich he is, how much honor he has in the kingdom, and all of how he's been promoted, right? And he's above all the officials. Why is he telling his wife and kids this? Why is he talking to them this way?
Is it that crazy? I feel like if he's just came back from a party, he's basically been promoted, he's excited, so he comes home and tells his family.
So he comes home, he's happy, they don't know he's rich, they don't know he's got lots of money.
But he just got a new promotion, they didn't know about that yet.
The new promotion, no, he already had the promotion. The promotion came early when Achashverosh gave him the ring. It happened a while ago.
But like it was an unspoken promotion, like by being invited to this party, we just said like his ego was
Okay,
boosted.
it could be. It's an ego thing. It's an ego thing. It's like, let me put you context. Before I tell you what Mordechai is not doing, let me show you exactly what I'm going through. Look at verse 11 together, please. Everyone look inside. V'yisaper lehem Haman et kavod Ashro et rov banav et kol asher gadlo hamelech. Everything's happened to him. And then vayom Haman af lo hevia esta malkim hamelech al hamishta. And he says, and I was invited along with Esther to the party. I mean, I'm literally ruling the world. And now we understand. V'chol, look at verse 13, it's an important verse. You're going to see a little code inside there. Mordechai and Esther put a code in there. V'chol ze einenu shoveh li. This means nothing to me. All the money, all the wealth, it means nothing to me. Nothing to me. I can't enjoy it. Why? Because Mordechai the Jew is sitting at the king's gate. He's in sackcloth and ashes still, and he's not bowing down. I want you to look at something quite interesting over here. You know, we said before, you had the yud with the hey, with the vav with the hey. It's going to appear again, but backwards. The whole zeh at the end of the word, not the beginning. It's at the end. Hey, zeh is the hey, einenu is the vav, shoveh is the hey, li is the yud. Can you see it? At the end of the word is going backwards. So now we see Hashem's name mentioned backwards. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Bad. That means Hashem is there, but he's going to work backwards. He's going to go against Haman. So Haman thinks he's going to propel himself forward, but Hashem's going, I'm at the end of the word, I'm at the end of the story, and I'm going to push back against you. So Hashem's name forward is a good sign. Hashem, God's name backwards, is a bad sign. And that's where we are right now. He says, it means nothing to me. It means nothing to me.
Wait, what does that mean, a bad sign? Like, it means there's going to be a turn.
A bad thing is going to turn back against him. You think
Haman?
Against Haman.
We're just saying the last letter of each.
The last letter of Zeh Einenu Shoveh Li say the Gemara is God's name
Okay, I see, yeah.
backwards. Can you see it backwards? That's not a good sign. You know what Hashem's name backwards? Backwards means it's working against you. It's going against the grain. Before, it was going forwards with the party. It was going forwards. For Esther, it was going forwards. Hashem's like, I'm here, and I'm going to work backwards against Haman. It's hinted. It's just a hint. It's a remez. Like God's name is going to be hinted over here. They say, you know, we got a plan. We got a plan. This is what you're going to do. Make for yourself a gallows. Make for yourself a gallows, a large and very high gallows, and hang him. Hang Mordechai. How high? 50 amot. 50 amot high. 50 amot high. Why do they use this form? What could have they done? Anything. They could have had him beaten to death. They could have had him thrown into a lion's den. They could have thrown him in a river. I mean, they could have done anything. Why were they trying to hang him? There's two reasons given why they chose this. Two reasons. Yeah?
Maybe because it's not only that it's in public, but it's literally hanging above everyone,
Okay,
that
very
you don't even have to be inside the city to see it.
It's very high. Everyone's going to see. He wants this to be the most demeaning thing for Mordechai and the Jewish people. He's the leader of the Jewish people. Everyone sees it. Everyone is going to see it. Why else? Second reason is difficult to pick up on. Very difficult to pick up on.
Give us a hint. Yeah.
Have you seen any hangings beforehand in the Torah?
No.
Had anyone been hanged in the Torah up to this point?
No.
The answer is no.
No. Maybe because this is after the second Beit Hamikdash, and so that means that it's after Jesus and everyone.
No, this is not after Jesus. Jesus is way after this. No one had been hanged by the neck up to this point. So why do they choose this method? Yeah? Is it?
I don't know.
I never had that before.
Okay.
No. Not Mordechai hates him. But there's another 8 actually. Actually, this piece of wood did come from somewhere. This piece of wood. Hold on to that for 1 second. No, not to the Mordechai hates, as far as I know. That's the person who gathered wood on Shabbat and broke Shabbat. Nothing to do with that. What's the other reason?
Maybe it's to speak to Haman's power, saying like, no one has ever like done this to a Jew before, and like I'm so powerful that I'm going to be able to.
A little bit, yeah. Well, it goes like this. They realized that they could try a number of different things. They could try to drown them, but drowning doesn't work against Jews because they went through the Yam Suf. So let's try to throw them to the lions. Oh, Daniel had survived that. Throw a fiery furnace. Oh, Haman, Mishael, and Azariah, and Avravinu. So they said, you know what? Maybe let's try a new type of murder. Maybe this new murder method will work. Alright, maybe the Jews are successful when it comes to water and lions. Hanging, we have no recollection of Jews escaping this one. So let's use a new method which had not been tried against the Jewish people before. Maybe let's try this one. Because no one had ever been saved by this method before. Okay? By the way, as a side point, I don't know the reasons for it, because it's a little complicated, but has anyone seen this amount of wood used before? It seems like it's a single piece. It seems like it's a single piece of wood. Anyone know where 50 amot piece of wood appears in the Torah beforehand?
I'm really making this up, but wasn't there a point where like Yaakov or someone said like bring back? From
Not
Israel?
Yaakov.
Oh.
With Noah,
Noah, yeah. Very good. How'd you know that?
I think we learned it in Shef.
Ah, very good, yes. Noah built an ark and there's 50 amot piece of wood. Where did the ark of Noah land? In Mount Ararat. Har Ararat. And that is where one of his sons was controlled. And he deliberately took a piece of wood from Noah's ark, according to the Midrash, in order to build this ark. Why?
Wasn't it like the same kind of tree though? Like I remember learning that it was like specifically disrespectful because it was the same wood that like I think Yaakov asked, like, you know when he said like bring back this wood from Israel.
Arza
from, like,
Lebanon,
one
yes,
tribe.
right. You want us to connect to that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
I've never heard that before. Could be connected, but I
Okay.
don't know. Okay, so now we're going to go straight in. So now Haman's got his plan. He thinks everything's going amazing. Esther's working her plan. Achashverosh, everyone's working their own plan. Everyone's got all their own ideas of how this is going to end. Balaylahu, chapter 6. That night, Nadada Shanat HaMelech. The king's sleep is Nadada, which I think the best way to, they translated it was sleep eluded him, but Nadada means like shaken up. It's shaken up. Middle of the night, Achashverosh is shaken up by something. He can't sleep. He cannot sleep. Why? Why can he not sleep?
Didn't he have a dream that Haman was going to go for him?
So, he had a dream about Haman, but okay, that could be. The Midrash does say that. He had a dream that Haman was trying to kill him, but dreams usually come because, in most cases, because something's in your mind. What do dreams come from? They could be Ruach HaKodesh, right? But also they could be your mind processing something which is in your head during the day. So now sleep has eluded him. He woke up and now he's middle of the night and he cannot sleep. So he's a little bit, what's in his head? What's in his head?
That Haman was invited.
Yeah. So what's he?
So he's nervous that Haman.
He's nervous now. Now he's like thinking, whoa, 1 second now. This Haman character, I gave him all this money and power. He gets invited, and I'm nervous that something is up. He's nervous. He's not sure yet. He's nervous. Shanat HaMelech. Oh, the king cannot sleep. The king cannot sleep. Who is the king? Hashem. So you can read the verses of the Midrash that God could not sleep. God wakes up from his slumber, as it were, and says, it's time to tell the Jewish people. It's time to take this big guy, Haman, and his cohorts, Amalek, and bring them down. Vayomer lahavi et sefer zichronot. Bring me my book of remembrances. What is this? This is a book that Achashverosh thinks maybe something is going on in my life, and maybe I'm nervous and paranoid because I'm missing something. Maybe I owe someone something. Maybe someone tried to do something for me. I didn't pay them back. He's trying to make a cheshbon, and he asked for this book to be brought to him. Divrei Hayamim vayunikram v'yamelech. And Rashi says that it was very common for kings to have people who would read to them at nighttime, right? Who would make speeches for them to lull them. There wasn't bedtime stories in those days. A king would have someone come, and they would read to them stories in order to. And what does he see that is mentioned in the book? Mordechai, he says, well, wait a second. Someone did me a solid and I didn't respond. Someone did me a goodie and I didn't respond. I owe someone something. Maybe that's why I'm freaking out. Maybe something's happening with that. And he remembers that Mordechai saved his life because Esther told him it was Mordechai who did it. She did it b'shem Omro. When it came to Bigsan and Seresh, right, the Saras Yamelech, and says, you know what? I owe them. Look at verse 3. Vayom Melech ma naseh yakar ugedula leMordechai. What can I do? What can I do to elevate this person? Oh, actually ask. I'm sorry. He's asking. What did I do? Sorry, ma naseh. What did I do to elevate this person, to pay him back what he did for me? And his servant says, Lo nasai imo devar. You didn't do anything for him. You owe him. There's a gap. There's a gap and you didn't do it. Vayom hamelech mi b'chatzer. Now he hears someone coming to the chatzer. Who is coming to the chatzer? Haman. Because Haman, remember, is now going to ask him permission to kill Mordechai. To kill Mordechai. He's got to get a final stamp on this. What time of the day is this?
In the middle of the night.
Middle of the night. Is that a usual time you come to see a king to ask him a request middle of the night? No. Why did Haman do it? Because he was so angry and so ready to get rid of Mordechai. He's like, you know what? 3 a.m, I don't care. What's Achashverosh thinking? I was really paranoid about this guy, and now he's coming in the middle of the night. Who usually comes in the middle of the night?
Killers.
Killers, that's right. killer has come in the middle of the night, or someone has come to do something bad. Mordechai is just coming to tell him to hang Mordechai. That's why Haman's coming. Kill Mordechai. Allah eats. Asher hechin lo. Why had, look at this, very important. Why had Haman come to ask Ahasuerus permission to hang him? Asher, which he had on the 8th, on the tree, on the 8th, right? On the 8th, Asher hechin lo. To hang him on the tree that he had prepared for him. Who is the him that Haman is talking about? Mordechai.
Could you
Yeah.
say just like what that means?
Very, very good. Very, very good. Let's go through. So we have different characters over here. Esther's out the picture right now. Ahasuerus wakes up. He's like, I owe someone something. He's freaking out a little bit. Why is he freaking out? Because Haman could try to kill me. Middle of the night, Haman turns up. Why does Haman come? Because he wants to ask Ahasuerus permission to hang him on the 8th, the tree, which he had prepared for him. Which he had prepared for him. That's why Haman had come. The lo refers to Mordechai. How else can you understand the word lo? There's always a double meaning. For Haman. For himself. So here we see a concept which is another recurring theme. We see it in a number of places. We already saw it once. We're going to see it over here. And that is we see the seeds of it over here. And that is Midah, Keneged, Midah. Measure for measure. And Mordechai and Esther encoded this idea, put the seeds of it throughout the story, and this is one occasion. Watch very carefully. Haman is like, I'm here to hang him on the tree that, it's in the third person, or the second person. He came along to ask him to hang Mordechai on the tree that he made for him. Hashem is like, for him, that him is you. You wanted to hang him on a tree. You're going to hang on that tree. Measure for measure.
What was the verse then?
Wait, where do you see? Where are we?
Verse 4.
Chapter 6.
We're on chapter 6. We're on verse
Sentence
4. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At the end of the verse, it says that Haman has come forward to ask Ahasuerus permission to hang Mordechai on the tree he prepared for him. Mordechai and Esther said that him is actually himself. He's actually coming along and going to ask him permission to kill himself. That's not his plan, is it? But that is Hashem's plan, because he's the king. Why does Haman have to die on the gallows that he made for Mordechai? Why couldn't he be taken rid of another way? Because there's a concept called measure for measure. What's measure for measure? Whatever you put out comes back to you. Where else have we seen it so far? Well, I can think of one occasion, and that is Vashti, who was killed on Shabbat, because she used to torture Jewish women on Shabbat. So measure for measure, she got killed on Shabbat. That's Vashti's demise. Here, it's going to be for Haman. Haman wanted to kill Mordechai on the tree, which he prepared for him. Yet she prepared it for himself.
Does Ahasuerus end up doing teshuvah or something?
No, not at all. He does not. Paro did, possibly, but not
Does anything
Ahasuerus.
happen to Ahasuerus? Does he get his
No, we don't see it. We don't see it. He's living afterwards. It's not a redemption. It's a survival. We just managed to get out with our lives. Okay, that's the low. Does everyone get the low at the end of the verse? If you don't, please ask me. Are we good? Okay, great. Vayomru nari melech alav hinei Haman bechatzer. It said that about Ahasuerus, Haman's here, and he's come to ask you something. So Ahasuerus says, let's play a game. Let's play a game with Haman. Let's see really what he's after over here. So you don't realize when you look at it, but Ahasuerus is going to test Haman. And Haman is going to fail the test. unlike my midterm and final, which are all going to pass, Haman is going to, you've got to work very hard to fail this one, believe me. However, Haman is going to fail this one. And look how he fails it. He falls into this trap, hook, line, and sinker. Vayomer Haman, vayomer la melech, ma lasot be'ishi. Achashverosh is like, oh, I got a question for you. I know you're here to ask me something, but let me answer something first. What would you do with a person who the king wants to honor? Vayomer Haman belibo. Haman answers in his heart. Who is the king talking about? Himself. Right? He's so egocentric. It must be Achashverosh is looking to honor anyone. It must be me. He cannot see through himself. Achashverosh thinks to himself, whoa, this guy's out of control. This guy is out of control.
He says it out loud?
No. Vayomer Haman belibo puts it in his heart. In his heart, he's thinking to himself, it's obviously Achashverosh is talking about me, because who else is worthy of such honor if not me? So his ego is getting in the way of his own success. Vayomer Haman ala melech. Let me tell you what to do with a person you want to help. Yavo balush malchus, dress him up in. Here we are, dress him up. Clothing once again, another theme. You know what, honor someone? Dress them well. Put them in nice clothing and dress them well. As I always say, you got to think Yiddish, dress British. And you should dress them up well. And you know your horse? Give it to him. Who is Haman thinking about? Himself. Who is Achashverosh thinking about? Mordechai. But he's not stupid. He knows Haman is talking about himself, and he realizes this is Haman asking for himself. It's obvious. Well, let me just finish off. Rachav alav melech va'asher natan keter malchut barosho. Oh, wow. Wow. Haman let it slip. This is it. This is the final Haman blow. You're going to miss it if you don't look at it. Verse 8 at the end. And put the royal crown on his head. Whose head?
He thinks himself.
He's talking about himself, right? He's like, oh, dress him up, put him on the royal horse, and put the royal crown on his head. Oh, goes, oh, I see. Now I got you. What do you want, Haman? You want my crown. I knew it. I had a feeling when Esther invited you to the first party, and then the second party, and then in the middle of the night you came over here, and you and Esther are having some kind of relationship. You're trying to get me, and now you want my crown. This was a Freudian sleep, although Freud hadn't actually existed at that point. Anyway, it's good enough, right? And that is what you want. This was his big, big mistake. If you didn't realize it, you would have missed it. He'd asked for the royal crown. That is what you're after. I got you. I got your game. I got your game. But he's not going to kill him yet. He's going to hold on a little bit. Yeah.
Is it standard interpretation that Achashverosh really did know what was going on at this point? Because growing up, we always just
seems like he's got. I know he's got some kind of. No. He knows what's going on. He knows exactly what's going on. He's got a plan going. Remember, on the surface, Achashverosh is always going to look like a person who is being taken advantage of. He's never seen. He knew exactly what was going on. Yeah.
He didn't want to do anything to Esther?
What?
He didn't want to do anything.
No, he loves Esther. He loves Esther. This was a big gamble. This was a big gamble.
Even if she's going behind his back?
Yeah. No. She is putting Haman in the firing line. Esther is putting Haman, elevating him and putting him in the firing line. But she has attached herself to him because she had to bring him in.
Doesn't that look like she's obsessed with him?
It look right. It's potentially sowing the seed in Achashverosh's mind that she's involved. Potentially. That didn't happen. But it could have. It could have. She's like pushing him forward, right, to die. And since she's doing the pushing, she could end up dying herself. Right? But Achashverosh doesn't fall into that. He does not see that. Okay? But it could have been. That could have happened. So what does Achashverosh say? Exactly as you said, don't miss out one single detail. Do me a favor. Do it to Mordechai. Dress him up. Put him on the horse. Put the crown on him. Do everything you want to do. Do it to him. Mida. Keneged Mida. You want to do it for yourself. It's happening to your enemy Mordechai.
Doesn't he say everything but the crown?
He does. ויאמר המלך להמן מהר קח את הלבוש ואת הסוס כאשר דיברת ועשה כן למרדכי היהודי אשר בשער המלך אל תפל. It doesn't mention the crown. That is true. It does not mention the crown. Very good. I never noticed that before. Yeah. It doesn't deliberately, it must be a deliberate omission. ויקח המן את הלבוש ואת הסוס וילבש מרדכי וירכבהו ברחוב העיר. And he takes him out. He had to take him out, not just put a crown on him like off you go. He's going to parade him through the streets in order for everyone to see him at that moment.
Why did it say Mordechai the Jew? I feel like that's unnecessary.
Ah, very good. Oh, it's very necessary. Because it's not just Mordechai. Mordechai is representing the entire Jewish people. So now we see the Jewish people are starting to be elevated. When the leader of the Jewish people is lifted up, it's not just like he's by himself, he represents the Jewish people. So now this is lahafuch, right? The key word for this entire story is v'nahafachu. We're going to see that word later on. It means it all turns around. Hafuch. Like in Israel, kafe hafuch, right? Milk on the bottom. This is hafuch. The entire story now turns around. Haman's on top, and in one moment, keheref ayin, in the blink of an eye, Haman is at the highest point, and now, boop, he's underneath, and Mordechai's on top. We've done a cafe latte, no phone. Okay? We've flipped the entire script around, and it happens in a moment. Takes them to the city. The Midrash has a lot written on this, that they go and they pass through the streets, and who sees this whole scene? Haman's family, his entire family, and his daughter sees it as well. Vayeshav Mordechai et Shar HaMelech v'Haman nidchaf al beito avel v'chafoi rosh. We see Avelut is mentioned over here, according to the Midrash. Who is an Avel? Who is a mourner? Haman is mourning because his daughter saw them passing in the streets. She thought that it must be Haman who is being led and Mordechai doing the leading. It was actually the other way around. She throws her chamber pot, lands on her father's head, says the Midrash, very upset, throws it out of the window and dies. So Haman's daughter dies at that moment, and that's why he is an Avel. Right? In verse 12, he's an Avelut. So bad stuff is now happening. Now, we would call this... According to the, it's not said mentioned in the Megillah. According to the Midrash, I believe the Gemara says it as well. His daughter, threw herself out the window when she saw the scene. This was a terrible thing. This was a big embarrassment for her father, and she had made the situation worse. She throws herself out the window and she dies. She has died over here, and now Haman is not only upset about this, he is also mourning his daughter. Okay? Veisaper Haman. Haman goes home after this story. Now at this point, what would most normal people think? Let it be. Leave it alone. It's not working. Forget about it. Obviously there's some plan over here which is beyond my control. Leave Mordechai and just save my life. Veisaper Haman lezeresh ishto. He goes to his wife first of all. Ulacholo avav. Remember that group of loved ones who told him to kill Mordechai? And he's going to tell him everything. But look what he does. He tells them et kol asher karahu. Everything that happened. Look at we're on verse 13. He tells them everything that happened. Everything that happened. What is this word? We mentioned this word before. This is Amalek language. Karahu. He's like, it's the craziest thing. Achashverosh misunderstood, right? He mistook over here. My daughter, all of it, it just happened. He doesn't see any guiding hand. He doesn't see anything here. It just happened. It's coincidence. That's right, Sandy. It's coincidence. It's like the weirdest string of events happened. I see no meaning whatsoever. It means nothing to me. He can't even, you know what I'm saying? You know those people? Like, all the signs are there. You don't get it? You don't? Are you so self-absorbed? Is your ego so elevated? it's so clear that this is a mission to destruction, and he just doesn't get it. Do his wife, kids, and family get it? Yes. And now they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hello? This is not good. This is not working. The wise people that gather around him, right? They're wise ones, and says, 1 second. You know what this Mordechai? He's a Jew. They have ups and downs. Okay, there's been a lot of down for them. This is the beginning of their up. Don't do this. We made a mistake. They're trying to retrace and go back and say, don't do it. He's Jewish, don't do it. So now all the wise people he gathers together, his family, his kids, they all come forward and they say, don't do it. They say to him, you're definitely going to fail in this mission. Now, we have advisors that you've gathered together, and they're all saying the same thing. In this case, they're saying, don't continue. Don't kill Mordechai. It's not going to work. All right? Just forget about it. Forget about him. Just kill all the Jewish people. That's enough. Right? The decree is out there. Let it be. But he cannot let it be. Odam medabrim. Now, we don't know Haman's reaction at this point, to be fair. We don't know his reaction. Because Odam medabrim, while they are still talking, Imo, v'sarsei melech higiu. Now you can see the events are speeding up. No one gets a chance to do anything. No one gets a chance to do anything. End of chapter 6. Look at the last verse. And the Sarsei Melech, the servants of the king, arrived. V'yavhalvu, and they rush him et Haman el mishta asher sta Esther to the second feast that they had made. So the second feast had not occurred yet. He'd been invited to it, and now he's about to go to the second feast.
But we said before that he left the second feast. Yeah.
Sorry, that was at the first feast. What's your request that you come to the second feast? Sorry, I apologize. That's my mistake. Second feast had not happened yet. He was invited to the second at the first. Okay, so he felt good because he knew he was invited to the second feast. I'm sorry if I made a mistake by describing that. Yes.
How did Esther and Mordechai know what Haman and his family were talking about and like the quotes and
That is a very, very good question. By the way, I'll ask you a better question. How did Mordechai and Esther know what Haman was thinking in his heart? Belibo. Remember I said Belibo? This is a famous question of the Gemara. It says, and Haman thought this in his heart. How do they know what he was thinking in his heart?
Yeah.
How do they know? What, you consulted? By the way, we're going to make this into a book eventually. What were you thinking at this point of the story? That didn't happen. How do they know?
History is written by the winners?
History is written by the winners, that's true. But in this case, it's not written so clearly. It's had to be hinted at. The win can't be so explicit. Right? Like, we won, and we did this, we did that. No. So it's got to be a little bit more subtle than that. So the Gemara struggles with this question. One opinion is, from his actions, you could see what he was thinking. From his actions, you could work back what he was thinking. But actually, the Gemara says something different. This is proof that Megillat Esther was written with Ruach HaKodesh. This is proof that the book of Esther wasn't just a story written down by two people as a chronicle of a one war. This book was written with a level of nevuah, with prophecy, not as great as the Torah, as the Bible, but definitely with a level of prophecy, and there's a greatness to the book, and there is a kedusha to this book, even though God's name is not mentioned in it, and it was written with Ruach HaKodesh. And since it was written with Ruach HaKodesh, you can understand they even knew what Haman was thinking in his heart. That was revealed to them when they wrote this book. Good question. And that is the answer of the Gemara. Okay, so now things are speeding up. First feast, dress up, middle of the night. Second feast, right? He's got to go. He's talking to his family. He's grabbed in the middle. King and queen wanted to come to a feast. Second feast, boop, off he goes. And the second feast is where all of the action is going to happen. V'yavo HaMelech v'Haman lishtot et Esther HaMalka. So now, before Esther was not eating and drinking, now she is. Because the 3-day fast is over. So she's joining in. So she's relaxed now. She's more relaxed. Everything is going according to plan. The first feast she couldn't eat, remember? Right? But now she can. V'yom HaMelech al Esther, gam b'yom ha'sheni, ha'mishtah yayin, ma shilatech Esther, v'malka v'ratan lach, u'ma b'gashotech, ad chatzi ha'malchut. My offer still stands. What's your bakasha? What is your she'ilah? Is it something personal? Can I do something for someone else? Just tell me who you are. And Haman is just there. V'tan Esther Malka. Here we go, verse 3. Here's the punchline, everyone. It comes down to this. V'tan Esther Malka v'tomer im etzatche benecha. If you really love me, Mr. King, and if it's good for you, which means this is going to be good for you as well. I'm not just asking for me. I'm not going to just ask my people. I'm going to ask something which is good for you as well. This is going to be good for you. Right? Because you've got to feed his ego and feed his plan. Tinaten li nafshi b'shelati va'ami b'kashati. So can you see? She's like, I've got a she'elah and a bakasha. My she'elah is save me, and my bakasha is I'm Jewish. And my people are about to be wiped out because of Haman and the decree that he made you take on. I know you didn't want to do it. I know you're a great king. You don't need to do this, right? Because if you read the story, it's like it's all Haman's idea. It was his as well. But she wants to kiss up to him still. Yeah? Do me a favor. Do me a she'elah. Do me a bakasha. It's good for you. Please do this for me. Yeah? Save me and save my people. Achashverosh gets what he wants. Esther gets what she wants. And Haman, what's his reaction right now?
Probably freaking out.
He's freaking out. Did he know she was Jewish?
No.
He's like, what? Wow. Now that, I did not see. That was, as you Americans would say, from left field. Yes.
Why did she need to say this in front of him?
In front of who?
Haman.
Oh, it has to happen in front of Haman.
Why?
It must have because of him. Because you've got to have him right there, you've got to freak him out, you've got to scare him, you've got to see his reaction. And she literally turns around and says, he is the one. Ki, imkanu ani v'ami, lashmid, la'rog, la'bet, ve'la'adum shvachot, imkanu. You wanted to kill her. You know what? Had you just want to make us into slaves, like the Egyptians did, then it would have been good for you. Right? Because we would have worked for you. But he wasn't even happy to do that. He wants to not only kill us, he wants to wipe out the remembrance that we ever existed. That makes no sense for you. She's trying to bargain with him and said, slavery would be good. He wants to kill us and wipe us out. Why? Because he wants it to work against you as well. He wants this whole thing to go against you. He doesn't want you to be rich, right? Because bringing slaves into a country, in the short term at least, is good for the country. He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about Persia. He just wants to hurt you and hurt them. He's actually hurting me, which is going to hurt you as well, and hurt my people. Not good for you as well. So she's really trying to persuade him to let the Jewish people live and put Haman and say, all of this, all of my upsetness, my people that lost your economy, right? Kill the Jews, you lose half the lawyers, half the business people, half people in finance, half the accountants. That's what he wants to do to you.
But there's such an unnecessary risk of Haman being there and being able to defend himself. Like if she could have made this point without him being there and not.
Absolutely,
I think
she could
he's
have.
probably so caught off guard though that like he didn't like if
Do you
imagine
think
like
it'd be really
Oh, very good, very good. There's definitely a part of it is he's caught off guard.
if I was
Is the whole thing is the shock. The whole thing is the shock thing, and he's going to be left with nothing to say. By the way, his reaction is going to be, he's like, first of all, he didn't realize she was Jewish. Second of all, she actually is, he thought she was his BFF. Right? Actually, she was his OMG. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is like the worst thing ever. He's left. Right? Ki ein hatzar shovek kenezek hamelach. He goes, he just wants to hurt you. V'yom hamelach achashverosh v'yom le'esther malka mi hu zeh. Who are you talking about? Who is this? Ve'ezehu. Who is this person who wants to hurt me? Right? Does Haman know who it is? Yeah. So now he's in a corner. Right? He's in a corner. He cannot get out. Hashem lo liba l'sod kain v'atome Esther ish tsar v'oyev Haman hara hazeh. He is the bad Haman. V'Haman nivat. And Haman is trembling in terror. He's freaking out. Right? Maybe if he wasn't there, Maya, he'd have a chance to think about it, work out a plan, a retort. But he's right there in front of the jury, the judge, the executioner, and he's in trouble. If you were Haman, what would you do at this point? Remember, he's caught off guard. I think that's the best way to describe it. He's totally caught off guard. He's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm in big trouble.
Like
what would you do?
Said I would get defensive.
I mean, I know this is like a little bit, like, whatever. I mean, he's not going to, but like, he could just apologize. Bless you. Like, I know that's a bit, like, he could say, like, I didn't know, I didn't understand that, like, the, like, effects of my actions. Like, I didn't know she was Jewish. I wouldn't have done
We're going to assume he doesn't think rationally over here.
Right, like, I know
You guys think he doesn't
doesn't
think
do
rationally.
this, but, like,
He never saw this coming. He's freaking out. He's like, I'm just thinking of the biggest shock in the entire world you ever got. You're like, like when you see it, they say it's a phenomenon. When people see things coming towards them in speed, right? They just stand there frozen in shock, right? Like a deer in the headlights. It's a real phenomenon. People, and you look there, why are they moving? Because at that moment, when your life's in danger, which it is right now, he's literally like frozen.
Nothing's gonna help him.
Nothing's gonna help him?
Nothing, no. Like,
He's gonna do something.
he did something though. Like,
He's gonna do something.
His wife.
He's gonna try not to plead with Achashverosh, but to plead with Esther. He's gonna try to plead with Esther. Okay? He's gonna try to plead with Esther. By the way, how's he gonna do that? Is he gonna have a chance to do that? By the way, what's Achashverosh's reaction?
He goes out.
Why does he walk out? He's going to walk out and try to calm down and walk through his gardens. Okay? He's trying to calm down. Why? Because the last time he got angry and went on a killing spree, Vashti died. So he's like, you know what? Me, anger, quick decisions, doesn't work. So he's going to walk out and leave Esther and Haman alone. He realizes that Esther and Haman are not planning this together because Esther has pushed him off the cliff. Right? Makes sense. Are you with me? So now he's realized, right, Esther, you're nothing to do with this. Haman was really the enemy the entire time. So her plan has worked. So she's pointed at him, at Melech HaMalka. Melech come, he gets up, in his extreme anger. Right? So he gets out of his second feast. He goes to the garden, okay? And he wants to calm down. Haman amad levakesh al nafsho. So Haman is now, he's gone from the highest point yesterday. This happens like within hours. And by the way, here's a good point. Haman didn't sleep the night before. How do we know? He was with the king. So, you know when you don't sleep, make bad decisions? And he's drunk. I mean, this is like Esther has really set up the perfect. He's sleepless in Persia. He's drunk. He's about to die. Right? That's the mother load of bad decisions. Right? He's going to plead for his life. Esther Malka, Kirach Alta Lavara Tamela, because he realizes that she is his only way of surviving. However, the king comes back. V'amelech shav Megillat Bitan el Bitan Mishteh. Hayayin v'Haman nofel al hamita. Haman falls on the bed. Haman falls on the bed. So Achashverosh returns, opens the door. He sees Esther on the bed. Why is there a bed at the feast?
Oh, like a couch.
Like a
Yeah, so we see it like, I don't know, like a chaise-longue. Well, actually, that's how they would eat. They would lie down on these very glorious beds, right? And they would eat their feasts like kings of yore and queens of yore. They would sit down, and she's lying on the bed. Now, he is full on the bed. So what's going on over here? So the Gemara gets very excited about this point. What exactly is going on? So one opinion is, the basic opinion is that Haman had literally gone down on his knees to the bed where she's lying down to plead, to grab her legs and plead for his life. That's one. Number two is that a malach, an angel, pushed him over. Right? An angel came and pushed him over. But there's got to be something deeper happening here. Right? In other words, the scene is set up for this to happen. And by the way, the falling over here is not coincidental. How does it look like to Achashverosh? Two possibilities. One, he's trying to kill her. Or two, he's trying to rape her. Right? He's trying to get her, attack her, right? Do something bad to her. More likely kill her. And that is, wow. Wow. I cannot believe it. Achashverosh is like, it's done. In my house, you want to... Wow. And they covered his head. What was that a sign of?
Execution.
Right, execution.
Wait, what did you say the second reason? You said that an angel pushed him over.
One, it pushed him over, and two is he was pleading. But when Achashverosh came in, he thinks, whoa, in my house? Right, my wife? That's how you're going to try to get out of this? By killing her? Decree is made, it's done, and they covered over his head. And why do they cover over his face? Because Achashverosh is looking at his face, was making him angry. It's like, cover over his face, take it to the gap, kill him.
Wait, why? Why is it covering his face?
Because just the sight of him was driving him crazy, making him angry.
Also,
And you don't want to make the king angry.
it's also like like only execution when they were hung, they put a cloth over.
They did used to put a cloth over this, they would put a cloth over their face as if to say, you're done. But that was like a shameful thing, and as far as I'm concerned, you're dead. You're dead right now. Vayomer, now here's an interesting character. This is a very mysterious character who we're actually going to sing about after the Megillah is read. Vayomer Charvona, echad ma'asarisim lefnei hamelech. Who is this guy, Charvona? Charvona was the guy who has been advising Achashverosh up to now. And now he's still advising him, and he's going to tell him to hang Haman on the gallows. Charvona is the typical traitor. Typical traitor. Whatever suits him, suits him. When it was good for him to, I don't know many people like this. When it suits him to be on this side, they'll be on this side. When it suits him to be on that side, he's on that side. Okay? He was going to kill Mordechai. He was part of that party to kill Mordechai. Now he's part of the party to kill Haman. No problem. Allegiances in politics are fickle. This shows the fickleness nature of people switching sides. However, the rabbis say, you know what? God bless him. God bless him. Because it's only because of the fickleness of these kind of people that the Jewish people are willing to be saved. Charvona had no real beef against us, so we had managed to get him onto our side, and we appreciate people like that. People like Charvona who are willing to switch sides and take our sides when the going is good. Okay? The Melech says, you know what, very good. Haman should die on the gallows that he actually made for Mordechai. End of the chapter. Vayom HaMelech telu alav vitlu et Haman ala eitz asher achil Mordechai v'chamet HaMelech shachacha. And the anger of Achashverosh calmed down. Now there's two chafs over here. Shacha, the last word in chapter 7 is two angers are abated. Two angers are removed. What two angers are we speaking about? The angers of two kings. Achashverosh's anger is gone, because Haman is dead, and Hashem's anger is gone because of all the bad stuff the Jewish people have done, going to the party, bowing down to the idol of Nebuchadnezzar. Hashem says, I've forgotten it. So we have 2 kings, and 2 angers are now abated. Mordechai is dead. Now the story, wow, I fulfilled the mitzvah even without drinking. Baruch Hashem. Haman, I always do that, by the way, it's amazing. Haman, Baruch Hashem, is dead. Imagine me drunk. No, don't. Okay. Now, the story should end over there, right? Hello? End of story? Haman's dead. That should be it, right?
No.
Why not?
Something else has to happen.
Something else has to happen. The decree is still out there. So Mordechai and Esther can't sit back and relax. They gotta go, fine. Part A of Plan A has gone well. Now we need to do Part B of Plan A, which is get the decree. Get the decree. Now that actually is much more difficult than it seems. That is much more difficult than it seems. On the surface, what's the big deal? Haman's dead. Achashverosh realizes Esther is guiltless by Haman trying to attack her. She was nothing to do with this. Any suspicions that were put in there were purely incidental. It was really Haman. So what would she do? What would you do in the situation, Esther or Mordechai? What are you going to do? Achashverosh, you remember that little decree that Haman put out there to kill all the Jewish people, right? On 30th of Adar, coming up in a few months. Could you do me a favor? Could you stop that decree? Do they ask for that? They may have tried, but Achashverosh says no. Achashverosh says no. I can't do that. Why not? Because once a decree has gone out and has been stamped and sent out to all the provinces and regions, in this case, kill the Jews, it's out of my control. I cannot do that. So Mordechai and Esther have to think of an alternative plan to help the Jewish people who are about to be killed by all the marauding masses out there over the 127 provinces that are going to kill them. So what are they going to do? Everyone see the problem they're in? They're in a pickle, right? Haman's dead, but the decree still lives. Get the decree back. Achashverosh is like, no, I can't do that. That's going to cheapen my power. I'm not willing to do that for you. But if you come up with another plan, I'll go with it. But reversing decrees, because once you reverse one decree, then you're reversing every decree. You're basically taking away all my power. And how much you're not getting out of me. So think up another plan. So Mordechai and Esther are going to have to think very hard how to deal with this. And they come up actually with a genius plan that 99% works. 1% doesn't work. But hey, 90%, 99% is still better than, 0%. Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been easier for the Jews for the new decree to have been, instead of like you being able to fight, and it could be if anyone decides to follow the previous decree, then they're killed and murdered or whatever. Like they could have just done that. They could have just said anyone who kills the Jews will die.
They're going to come to a similar plan. It's going to be a multi-level plan to get it back. Number one is he's got to show that he's taking care of the Jewish people now. Right? So anti-Semitism attack, what do they always do? They stand with the leaders of the Jewish people. Oh, we're friends. They go to their synagogues. Right? They meet with the Jewish leaders and say like, this isn't me. This is a few bad people, a few rotten eggs out there are doing this. I really am on your side. First of all, I'm going to give you Haman's property, which was extensive, and that's going to be the first sign. That's going to be the first sign that I'm with you and I'm taking your side. Surah Yudim. Ki Esther Mahula, right? And Esther says, by the way, Mordechai is actually my cousin, and we're family. That's all she reveals to him. And he needs to be treated well as well. Achashverosh takes the ring that was on Haman's hand, he removes it, and he gives it to Mordechai. So now we have two things. First of all, the house of Haman has been taken and given to the Jewish people. That's one sign. Two, I'm elevating the great Jewish leader Mordechai to the same position I gave to Haman. That's number two. So Achashverosh is like, this I'm willing to do. Okay? V'yitna leMordechai v'tasem Esther et Mordechai al Beit Haman. And you two are now in charge of Haman's property. V'tosef Esther. And Esther then tries again. V'tzaber lefnei HaMelech. V'tipa lefnei ragav. And she falls to his feet. V'tefk, and she cries. By the way, did she do this before? She didn't do this before, did she? Suddenly, now I'm going to fall and start crying. Wow. Where was this crying and this falling when Haman was alive? Because that wasn't part of the plan. That wouldn't have helped. She had to lift Haman up, show Haman she's got great power, that she's not falling down and crying. She had to lift herself up, but inside she was crying, and now Haman's gone. She's like, I got a much bigger problem. That was just mine and Mordechai's life. Now I've got to deal with a bigger problem, and that I'm going to cry over. Right? Because before she couldn't fall down and cry beforehand, because then Haman would not have been impressed with her actions. Haman's decree is still there, and all of his plans that Haman wanted to do. So now the real Esther is coming out. She's vulnerable, she's upset, she's crying, she's pleading, please save my people. She would have done that before, but that wouldn't have looked good in front of Haman. So now for the first time, she cries because the decree of Haman is bigger and worse than Haman himself. We'll pick this up next class to see how they try to rescind this decree. Have a great day. I think we're going to finish off